Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered where it all came from? How did the universe with all its stars and galaxies come to be? It's a question that has fascinated humans for centuries. The answer, as we understand it today, lies in an event called the Big Bang. Imagine the universe as a tiny point, smaller than an atom, containing all the energy that would ever exist. This point was incredibly hot and dense. Then, about 13.8 billion years ago, this point expanded rapidly in a massive explosion. We call this event the Big Bang. After the Big Bang, the universe was like a hot soup of particles. As the universe cooled, these particles began to clump together due to gravity. Over millions of years, these clumps grew larger and larger, eventually forming the galaxies we see today. Within these galaxies, clouds of gas and dust continued to collapse under their own gravity. As these clouds contracted, their centers became incredibly hot and dense, eventually igniting nuclear fusion. This is how stars are born. Section 5. Birth of our Sun. A star is born. Our own sun formed in the same way about 4.6 billion years ago. A giant cloud of gas and dust, called a nebula, collapsed under its own weight. As it collapsed, the cloud spun faster and faster, and its center became extremely hot. Eventually, the temperature and pressure at the center became so great that nuclear fusion began, and our sun was born. Section 6. The dust settles formation of our solar system. Not all of the material in the nebula went into forming the sun. Some of it remained in a swirling disk around the newborn star. Over time, the particles in this disk began to stick together, forming larger and larger clumps. These clumps eventually grew into the planets we know today, including our own Earth. Section 7. A planet takes shape, Earth's fiery beginning. In the beginning, Earth was a hot, molten ball of rock. Asteroids and comets bombarded its surface, adding to its mass and releasing even more heat. Over millions of years, the Earth began to cool, and its molten surface solidified into a rocky crust. Section 8. Cooling down and water's arrival. As Earth continued to cool, volcanoes erupted, releasing gases from the planet's interior. These gases formed an atmosphere around the young Earth. Water vapor in the atmosphere condensed and fell as rain, forming the first oceans. Section 9. Earth, a unique cradle for life. The presence of liquid water, along with a protective atmosphere and a stable temperature range, made Earth the perfect place for life to emerge. Over billions of years, life evolved from simple single-celled organisms to the complex plants and animals we see today. As far as we know, Earth is the only planet in our solar system, and perhaps in the entire universe, that can support life as we know it.